So I want to talk about, do we care about accuracy? And I do not care about that, but the only reason why I think about it is because I was not happy with the results that I was getting just by default. So when I make a video and tell you, hey, I've been playing with the TV and I think this setting is the correct, or I got this information from somebody else, or from this YouTube channel or whatever, that's just something you can try. You don't have to feel like, oh, that's the correct setting, and if I don't use that setting, then I'm doing something wrong. You do with your TV whatever you want. You pay for it. That's your eyes, that's your TV, your money, your experience. Nobody can tell you that's wrong. That's nonsense. So if you see a video of somebody telling you, oh, you're doing it wrong, this is the correct setting, or if you use dynamic tone mapping, then that's just a waste because that's not HDR, and you're just wasting your money on an HDR TV if you're not using HDR or whatever, blah blah blah. You use whatever you want. It's your TV. So, but I think it is useful to get some feedback and to get some opinions, because that can help you out. Maybe you can try that and you will see, okay, well, actually, yeah, I agree with that. So, for example, after playing around with GTA 5, I can tell you, hey, for me, these are the perfect settings. And I would say, based on everything that I've been learning and hearing about, you do not want to touch this contrast, because if you raise this contrast from 85, which is not perfectly accurate, but it's gonna be better than just raising this to 100%, because based on what all these TV calibrators, based on what they're saying, if you raise this that much, you are clipping colors, and the colors are going off the chart, and it's messing up with the colors, and it's terrible, and blah blah blah. I don't care. I cannot see any problem in raising this number. I don't see it. I'm just playing a video game. This is not a movie. This is not photorealistic. So if you're using the TV to play games, and you play something that looks like a cartoon, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter at all. But I do like to listen to their recommendation and let me try 85 and see how I like that. If that's enough for me, I'm gonna use it. Let's give it a try. They say that's better, let's give it a try. They say, okay, don't raise this OLED pixel brightness, don't go over 70, for example. You can hear that recommendation from some forums. I was looking at some charts of the best settings for your TV and whatever. Okay, well, let's give it a try. Let's not raise this over 70. Of course, if you want to use black frame insertion, you have to raise everything because you cannot see. So then, for example, you hear this black level, limited or full. So this is basically something you can change if you are using a desktop computer. If you have a PS5, it's going by default. It's using full on SDR, and on HDR is doing limited. So what is that? Limited is from 16 to 255, and full is from 0 to 265, I think. I'm not sure about those numbers, and I don't even know exactly what those numbers means. I do have an idea. Basically, in full, there is some information from 0 to 16, and there is some information from 255 to 65, I think it is. I don't remember. So it's like there is some information on the lower end and on the upper end of the range, and I don't even understand what that range is. So what I've been doing is trying both, and if I'm honest with you, I think that limited is better for SDR especially, but I'm not okay with that. And the reason I'm not okay with that is because on the plasma TV, if I use limited, I don't get the best blacks, and it's clearly visible. And when I use full, the screen, the black screen is a lot darker. So I am like, okay, I have to use full. So I don't care that a professional calibrator is telling me, oh no, these TVs are natively, they are limited, and if you use full, they have to convert, and then you're crushing blacks and blah blah blah. Okay, I believe you, I trust you, and I will try that. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna do whatever I want, because it's my TV, my money, and my eyes, my experience. So Warm 50, this is something like, you know, everyone is gonna tell you, Warm 50, these TVs are too blue out of the box. There are some models, the G1 I think it is, or the G2, that you're better off with Warm 41 or 42 and the 77-inch size. So it depends on the model, but for the most part, Warm 50 is what everyone recommends. So for example, this color gamut on native, no TV calibrator I've seen recommending this. They say no, auto and color depth 55. For me, that looks awful. It looks washed out. The colors are not good enough. And if you look at the description from LG itself, okay, we're gonna read the description from LG. It says color gamut selects the range of colors to display. Set color gamut to auto detect according to the signal, or to native to display more vivid and richer color. Okay, so why are you going to select less vivid and richer color? We are not talking about disgustingly saturated colors. I have the color depth on 50. This is not disgusting. It looks amazing to me. It looks great. I have no problem with it. The red looks good, the fire looks good, the yellow lights, they look good, the sky look good, everything looks good. I like it. And I tell you more, I also heard that the contrast, for example, I also heard that if you raise this contrast from 85 to 100, what is happening is the red color, the saturation of the red color goes down, the blue goes up, and the green stays about the same. So using native, that's exactly what I want, because with the color gamut on native, on my perception, I see that the red is maybe a little bit too much, and I see that a little bit more blue is not going to hurt, but I don't want to change the Warm 50 basically. I don't want to change that. So maybe using native, it is a lot more closer to something accurate to raise the contrast to 100%, even when the colors are clipping or whatever. For me, it looks better, so I don't care if it's more accurate or not. This is a game. We're talking about something that looks like a cartoon. Okay, this is not realistic. It's a cartoon. So it looks amazing to me. Now, after tweaking all the settings, trying all the recommendations that I've seen and trying my own, this is what I finally consider to be what I like. And the last thing that I learned was about black crushing, because I was trying to find a better answer for people that were complaining about this. On my comments, some people say, hey, it's too black. That HDR, HGIG is too dark. I cannot see. You know, Red Dead Redemption on HDR is too dark. I need to turn on dynamic tone mapping. Maybe this is the solution. You turn off all the lights and you have a black background, completely black background. You have to make sure that's the color black. And then you're going to tweak this screen brightness, which is basically called black level. You're going to raise this number until it's no longer perfect black. So for my panel, I already tested that by shutting off all the lights, completely dark, and just my nose close to the screen to be able to see it. If I turn this to 54, boom, that's no longer black to me. So if I lower to 53, it's perfectly black, and if I lower that more, I don't see any difference. So to fix that dark crush, 53 for my panel. If your TV is brand new, you probably have to go up to 56, no more than that. And then when your panel warms up more after 200 hours, you have to lower that probably. Right now my TV is on 53. That's the perfect setting right now for my TV. So right now I can tell you the perfect setting for me on this game, without using black frame insertion, which I use, but without using black frame insertion, using G-Sync, this is the perfect setting for me. 70, 100% contrast, or 85 contrast, and then that's probably giving me better colors and more richer colors, and then just raising this OLED brightness to 90, and then the screen brightness 53 and the gamma 2.2. If I use BT 1886, too dark, so it has to be 2.2. Those are my settings, and for the colors, native 50 on the color depth, and the white balance 150. That's it. These are the settings. So I cannot tell you I have, and the reason why I have this 15 here, the adjust sharpness, is because I am using a resolution that's beyond 4K with no anti-aliasing, and I tested this sharpness is actually giving me free anti-aliasing for the game, so it's helping with the shimmering. It looks a lot better. So that's it. You try it, see if you like it, see if it makes sense for your panel, and ultimately enjoy whatever you like. Don't let anyone tell you what is right or wrong. That's it.